Join us live from the Butts Park Arena, Coventry United's final 3 o'clock kickoff of the season. See them take on Marchtown United. We'll get into the starting lineups just in a moment as the two sides have kicked off just a second ago. Apologies for the late start. Unfortunately, we're on double duty today. Roy Evans not here, so we're acting as stadium manager as well here on CUTV. So stadium announcer, I should say. Stadium manager is a completely different role. But Coventry United in their usual strip of red shirts with green shorts and socks. It's an amber and black combination for Marchtown United. Let's get you into your team news, starting off with Marchtown. Number 1, Charlie Congreve. 2, Sam Green. Number 3, Harry Edwards. 4, Tyler Knowles. 5, Alan Brumby. Number 6, Sam Murphy. 7, Josh Burrows. 8, Owen McQuaid. Number 9, the captain, Craig Gillies. Number 10, Jack Saunders. And number 11, Vitor Vaz. And for Coventry United, number 1, Declan Duggan. 2, Asad Sunwagiri. Number 3, Harry Chesterton. Number 4, Ash Narwell. 5, Adam Mild. 6, Ed El Hagani. Number 7 is Sam Rodber. 8, Joe Blowers. 9, Mason Platts. Number 10 is Mitch Mollison. And number 11, Sammy Mazaffa. So those are your teams as we are officially underway in the final 3 o'clock kickoff of the season here at Coventry United. 2 games to go after this one. Monday, 7:45 kickoff at Oadby. And Wednesday, back at the Butts. Last game of the season at home to Newport Pagnell, who, of course, are in the final of the FA Vars in a couple of weeks for the second time in succession. So just the one change to Coventry United's starting lineup against Marchtown, that thrilling derby on Bank Holiday Monday, which unfortunately ended in defeat. That 92nd minute winner from Leo Stone winning the game for Spinks. United's battle isn't at the top of the table this year. It's against Marchtown, who currently sit in 7th place, the 7th place that United have sat in for the majority of the last couple of months. A position that they have set their sights on. They'll need to beat Marchtown to have a realistic opportunity to stay there. In cross from the left-hand side by Edwards. It's nutted out by the man-mountain centre-back Ed El Hagani. Less said about the last meeting between these two sides, the better. It was right in the middle of a September heatwave. Coventry United losing 5-0 in Carl Nolan's first match in charge. Of course, a very different team lining up today. And it was very nearly a similar start for Marchtown United as the header cleared off the line by Asad Senwagiri. Declan Duggan getting a piece of the action, slowing the ball down. And Nolan furious that Marchtown should have had a goal inside the opening 4 minutes. Well, the one big weakness that United have had this season is the inability to switch on from the first whistle. They have taken a while to warm up. And it is at this early stage of the game where they have been conceding silly goals. They can ill afford to do that against a team with the quality of Marchtown. Looks in for Vaz. He's right towards it. There's a brilliant save. Diving down to the left-hand side, Declan Duggan. Had to be at full stretch from the effort from Owen McQuaid. Towards that far post, and it's over everyone. Sam Green was trying to get his head on that. Lofted away on this near side by Sam Rodber, former Sky Blues youngster. Edwards in for ball on the left-hand side. It's collected by Mollison. 1-2 with Joe Blowers. Holt's running the halfway line. Rodber, misplaced pass. Noel has to get stuck in to try and prevent Gillies from finding a teammate, and Adam Miles leaving one on Saunders. Free kick just outside the centre circle in United's half. I'm having some volume issues. Let me know if that's any better, guys. There's a slight delay here as we're having a match ball change. one we started the game with, not to Marchtown United's liking. It's been all Marchtown so far. Gillies cushions it down. McQuaid puts it in. I think he was looking for Jack Saunders. And it bounces in front of the Marchtown number 10. Out for a goal kick, which could be taken to Narwell. Mollison. Space out wide for Chesterton. Now Mason Platts, the diminutive number 9, looking for Mazafari's pass. Blocked off, tried the through ball to Joe Blowers, but it was a bit too through for the Essex lads' liking. 6 minutes gone at the Butts Park Arena. Coventry United 0, Marchtown United 0. Brumby to Murphy. Challenging on Vaz by Asad Senwagiri, and a neat bit of trickery to create some separation by Mitch Mollison. Platts holding off his opponent there. I think it's Brumby trying to wrestle the ball off him, and he does very well there. The United number 9 to hold him off and finds Ed El Hagani at the back. Miles, the captain today, across to Harry Chesterton. Now Narwell in that anchoring midfield position. Miles, space on the right. El Hagani receives it. Senwagiri's there. Asad Senwagiri covered up by McQuaid. Floating ball, and it's met in the air by Brumby. And Marchtown looking to calm things down in their own backyard. Adam Brumby floats it over the head of Gillies. Won mid-air by Miles. Mollison. Senwagiri on the right, covered off by McQuaid. Has to switch the play over to Adam Miles. Chesterton up there for Coventry United's player of the season. Little trip on Mazaffa, but Mazaffa's away. It runs into the strong frame of Sam Murphy and gets a free kick out of it about 10 yards outside the penalty area, if that. With Devoyle on the bench, it's Mollison who's taking over set-piece duties. The Red and Greens lined up on the edge of the penalty area. Mollison in. Diving header away by Brumby. Mollison wrestles the ball back from Saunders. Joe Blowers can hit them, and he wasn't a million miles away. Plenty of power behind that effort from the former Southend midfielder. Hello to MV Sports who are tuned in. D-Chop Sit 365 and Roy and Catherine Blowers as well. Vested interest in today's game. Again, this is the final 3 o'clock kickoff of the season. United's final 2 games coming midweek against Oadby and Newport Pike. That's the best of kicks from Duggan, but he isn't punished for it as it's put into the side netting by Jack Saunders. Bit of a tame clearance from Duggan, but no lasting damage. Senwagiri. Here's Mollison, a chance for him to shine in midfield today. Senwagiri, Rob Beret to make the run, he slips it through, looking for Mason Platts, and Platts has got there. Drifts into the corner with Knowles behind him. Platts, Mollison, into a more central location, bundled over from behind. Referee says no foul. In fact, I think Sam Murphy was expecting the foul to come as he took a while in bringing the ball to feet and getting Marchtown back into possession. The attack comes to nothing. Interception in the midfield by Narwell. Platts skips away from one challenge into another. Dispossessed by Murphy. Josh Burrows will let it roll on for Sam Green, the right back. Tyler Knowles Flicks it over to Brumby. Murphy, United trying to keep Marchtown at bay, and they have done. Challenge from El Hagani takes it away from Vitor Vaz, and Narwell sees it back to Duggan. 10 minutes gone, still scoreless. Strong start from Marchtown United, but now Coventry United are finding their way back into it. Burrows. Towards the halfway line again with Sam Green. Darting past Mazaffa. There's not many men that can beat Mazaffa for pace. McQuaid. Crossing chance for Harry Edwards. In fact, went for the through ball and no one was chasing. I think he was looking for Sam Green to collect, but Green didn't make the run. And Adam Sadiq tuned in. I assume supporting young Hamza Sadiq, who's on the bench at Coventry United today, hoping to make his third Red and Greens appearance. Made his debut against Histon in an impressive substitute appearance. Also came on for the last few minutes against Spinks on Monday. Rodber. Challenge on harm by Edwards takes him into the path of McQuaid. Now Vaz. Vitor Vaz was looking for the strike cannons off the back of Ash Narwell and cushioned into the ground by Declan Duggan, keeping it in play. The highlight of today's game will be available on YouTube tomorrow morning here on the CUTV. So make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. United will throw deep into Marchtown territory on the left side. Throw to Blowers by Chesterton. Curls it past Narwell into the feet of Assad Senwagiri. That's why Senwagiri. Platts is in there. Couldn't get his head on the ball, but the seconds will fall for Mazaffa on the left. Scored that beauty against Spinks on Monday. Pulls it back from Green, looking for Platts again, but it's Knowles who gets his bounce on that one. As far as Harry Chesterton, who is forced back into United territory, Adam Miles will shepherd it back to Duggan. Short one to El Hagani. Now Senwagiri is tracked back. Path covered off by McQuaid. Needs options and finds one with Rodber. And the return ball allows Senwagiri to race into some open ground. Senwagiri tries to drill it across. Poor clearance by Knowles. Charged down again by Mason Platts. Oh, but he's muscled by Knowles, just edged away from the ball, allowing Harry Edwards onto it. Clears his lines emphatically. El Hagani nods it back into the danger zone. Platts is up for it. Chest control by Narwell. Little drag on the arm by Vitor Vaz. Referee gives the throw to Coventry United there. Little challenge on by Vaz. Red and Greens have the throw in about 15 yards into Marchtown territory. Today's match here on CUTV, sponsored as always by JAB Consulting, and our matchday sponsor is Runway Cars. Thank you very much for your support, guys. And the mascots who walked onto the field with the Red and Greens from Coventry Saracens under-9s. Miles, the Red and Greens skipper for a day. Mazaffa. Chesterton barged over by Sam Green. A forceful challenge, too forceful, says the man in black. And on the left-hand corner of the penalty area, it's Coventry United with a chance to whip it in. And when you've got a goal scorer like Adam Miles, who scored his 8th goal of the season this time last week, and a walk-in apartment building like El Hagani, you've always got a chance from this sort of area. And it's going to be Sammy Mazaffa to take this one. Blows on Mollison waiting outside the box. Mazaffa. And Agani's in there. He got a header on it, but a glancing header wide at this near post. "15 minutes gone, still scoreless." It has been an intriguing afternoon so far. Murphy. Hooks it left, hoping to find Edwards, and has found him. But a challenge in by Asad Senwagiri. Takes it out for a throw. Senwagiri, the former Leamington youngster, hasn't been available for the majority of the season as he's been away with university, which is the reason that Joseph Agambiade has been here. He's gone back home for half term, so he's not available today. Uni gives and Uni takes away. Gillies. Burrows cushions to Green. Back with Josh Burrows. Gillies on the right side. Really needs to be in and around that penalty area. Bounces past Vaz, that cross. Scuff clearance by El Hagani. A deflected effort towards goal. Brought safely down by Declan Duggan after a punt at the net by Jack Saunders. Harold Jones tuned in. Hope you're doing well, Harold. Coventry United Vice President. Blowers. Senwagiri, the go-to down the right flank today. Beating Edwards for pace, gets the cross in. Green nods it only as far as Mitch Mollison on the volley. Kept in by Senwagiri, who's offside. Well, Mollison yet to score his first Coventry United goal, coming to the end of his first season with the Red and Greens. Hasn't been for the want of trying. He's had some good efforts from range. Struck that volley sweetly, but it just skewed to the right. And Senwagiri trying to keep it in for another crossing opportunity. Was quite clearly beyond the last defender. Sam Murphy finds Owen McQuaid, the experienced number 8. Vitor Vaz shields from Senwagiri. Saunders forced back where it came from. It's collected by Brumby. Congreve in a rather fluorescent goalkeeping strip of neon yellow and pink. So that's something out of the EFL. The attack comes to nothing for Marshall United. In session by El Hagani. Dug into Narwell now. The captain Miles spots Senwagiri on the right. Has to pull it back to avoid it being met by the head of Vitor Vaz. And Senwagiri couldn't keep it in. It's a throw-in just down line from the penalty area for Marchtown. United absolutely furious. Off the chest of Gillies. Stabbed away by El Hagani. Blowers runs into the path of Murphy, but the second's picked up by Mollison. Switch of the play to Mazaffa. Overlapping run being made by Chesterton, but it takes the eyes off Mazaffa. And Mazaffa going for goal. He was thinking of a second spectacular strike in a week after that beauty of a punt against Spinks, but it wasn't to be this time. Back underway with Knowles. Green to Burrows. Returns to Green, pulls it back for Knowles at centre-back. The Hares had been hoping to go straight back up this season, but as we said, that poor run of 10 games without a win completely destroyed any hopes of pushing on in the latter stages of the season. If they hadn't have gone those games without winning, then maybe they would have been up there with the likes of Rugby and Spinks. As Rugby did have a barren run themselves, which allowed Spinks to catch them up. That's wasn't to be for Marchtown. Maybe next year they have really picked things up. The only team they've lost to in the last 5 games has been Spinks. 4 wins out of 5. They've scored 14 goals in that time, nearly averaging 3 goals a game. So United will be hard pressed to keep their 4th clean sheet of the season today. McQuaid. Edwards thinking about the long cross. Put it in. Gillies is there, beaten mid-air by Miles, but it's been a clash of heads. And the game will stop immediately. Both players up for it. It was Miles who got the better of Gillies. But you could hear the thud from here, like smashing 2 coconuts together. And of course, you can't be too careful with head injuries in the modern game. The referee has called a halt 2 proceedings. So we've just done the 50-50 draw. That's one job done. And unlike Roy Eden, I don't tease the supporters. I say I'm doing it and I do it. So yes, Roy, I know you are listening, so there you go. Also want to say a big shout out to Roy's wife Zoe, who had an unfortunate incident tripping over a dog a couple of weeks ago. It was down to 2 less limbs than usual. So best of luck, Zoe. Hope to see you next season when you're fit and healthy. Coventry United are underway and have got a free kick 15 yards into their own. So they wanted to take things quickly. The referee has pulled it back. It's a little bit easier to tell how many yards United have gained here, as with the rugby and football season coming to an end, the American football lines have been drawn. So you can see the yardage lines there, so it's a little bit easier to tell. Chesterton. Sammy Mazzafa looking to cut in on Green. Platts is in there. It's towards Mason Platts. Flicks it up. Can he shoot? Handball against Mason Platts. He did get the shot away. It wasn't causing a million problems for Congreve. But that flag has potentially cost Coventry United a corner. We're halfway through the first half here on CUTV. Coventry United 0, Marchtown United 0. Now a draw would probably favour Coventry United over Marchtown in terms of finishing 7th this season, as Marchtown are in 7th, but they're only a couple of points above United and have played a game more. United's game in hand will come against OB on Monday, but then the final match, of course, it has to come against Newport Pagnell, who are in the FA Vase final in a couple of weeks. Again, that final match coming on Wednesday at home, 7:45 kickoff. You don't want to miss your last taste of UCL action this season. What a ball that is from Knowles over to the left-hand side, picking out Edwards. Vaz. Jostling with El Hagani. It's with Sam Murphy. Murphy in towards Gillies. Curls behind the number 9's head out for a goal kick. John Blower's tuned in. Hello to you, John. Let's have a look at some latest scores. And there's been a goal at Loftus Road in the game between QPR and Coventry City. QPR 0, Coventry City 1. It's Victor Gyökeres with the goal. Surprise, surprise. And this commentator is rather happy. Well, QPR haven't won in about 12 matches. Why break a habit of a lifetime? Mollison, what a ball that is. Spotting Asad Senwagiri with the freedom of Coventry on the right-hand side. Lofts it in. Header away by Green. Mollison, I think he was thinking about the long-range spectacular there, but it was cut out just in time by Saunders. He'll come back though, skips past the challenger. Murphy takes him into the path of Brumby, and the ball is safely back with the Hares. United have had the vast majority of possession over the last 20 minutes or so. It's struggling to break down this Marchtown United side. 25 minutes gone, still scoreless. We are going off air at halftime here on CUTV for a quick break. And Vaz fell over his own feet there, appealing for a penalty. United fans looking on in disbelief there on Adam Miles. Lunging in for the chance, seems to have caught the Marchtown defender on their head. And of course, as it is a head injury, the game has to be stopped. So Vaz was in the penalty area there in a bit of a jostle with El Hagani, but there was sufficient separation there to believe that El Hagani didn't touch Vitor Vaz. See the trip over his own feet, went to the ground. The only ones really appealing for a penalty, as you would expect, are the Marchtown fans. The United fans just looking on in bemusement, asking why they were appealing in the first place. And then at this other end of the field, by the halfway line, it looks like Harry Edwards is the man who's gone down. It was just an unfortunate collision with I think it was the knee of Adam Miles. Let's have a look through the Premier League scores we've got in a minute. Chelsea 1, Brighton 0, Everton 0, Fulham 1. And it's all scores between Southampton, Palace, Spurs, Bournemouth and Wolves, Brentford. And as we say, Coventry City leading by 1-0 at QPR. And we won't mention the Villa result. Burrows. A handful of shirts on Mazaffa there. Finds Green. And a collision between Chesterton and Burrows. And belatedly, the referee does give the free kick to Marchtown in the right corner of the box. He had to think about it there, did the man in black, but it has been given to the visitors. And as our lovely Tracy Nexus was saying, yes, Aston Villa did win by 3-0 against Newcastle United. It should be illegal if you live in Coventry to support Aston Villa. That's just my opinion. When I come to power, it will happen. I've already got the bill written out. So a three-man wall prepared as Coventry United awaits this free kick. It's going to be Saunders to take it. Gillies waiting in the air if it will fall to him. Murphy and Vaz there too. Saunders sings the gloves of Duggan. But he remains scoreless. Heading towards the half-hour mark. And Hagani scoots along the right-hand side. It's too far for Sen Wagiri. And Blows will try and force a mistake by Brumby, who's held up Blow as well. Safely back with Congreve, or you'd think it's safely. Blows putting him under pressure too. 1-2 between Murphy and Brumby. As it creates some separation. Oh, it was nearly capitalised upon by Mason Platts. That's what the Red and Green Army want to see. Constant pressure. Of course, you can't have that for the full 90 minutes. The poor lads will be knackered, but at this end of the park, you want to see them closing down the goalkeeper, giving the defenders a hard time. That's how you force mistakes. And it's nodded into the box by Edwards, shielded back to the keeper by El Hagani with Vaz lurking menacingly. Cross the ball to Mazaffa, and despite that Kung Fu-esque kick attempt, he couldn't keep it in. Great to see Craig Jones back on his feet after hip surgery. He's lost the crutches. Edwards flashes over the head of Gillies, and first the seconds on the far side of the field is Mazaffa. United starting from square one. Platts surely having his arm held there. Referee says no foul, but Brumby can only find Mollison. The flag stays down. Rodber's through. Saved with the legs of Congreve. It's not over yet with Mollison. Turns away from McQuaid. Curling cross in. Green onto the chest of Blowers. Marchtown look to get themselves into safety, and they have done. One-on-one, Sam Rod before they put United in front, but expert reflexes from Congreve keeps it at 0-0. But how much longer will it stay at 0-0? Mazaffa. Senwagiri calling for it on the far side, but the ball from Blow is blocked by McQuaid. Great idea for McQuaid there to stop the execution. Josh Burrows, end-to-end stuff for the butts. Burrows strikes it off two United players. Slight challenge by El Hagani only as far as Murphy. Edwards receives. Low cross to Vass. Launch clear by Senwagiri. Mollison's up for the second. He beats Brumby to it. And keeps it away from Murphy. Space to utilise for Norwell. Through ball to Platts. He's offside. He was beaten to the ball anyway by the Marchtown goalkeeper. Charlie Congreve getting there ahead of Platts, but it was a beautiful ball. The flag curtails United's hopes of an opening goal at this stage. Less than 14 minutes to go here on CUTV, sponsored by JAB Consulting. Congreve, drifts to the left. Good chest control by Mollison. Volley away, sent back where it came from by Brumby. Narwhal can only cushion it to McQuaid. And now Vaz. A red wall in front of him. Gillies to Saunders. Effort brought by El Hagani, and Duggan will ensure it stays in and send Harry Chesterton on his way. Mason Platt's trip just into United territory. Oh, and was there a bit of afters there? Were there some afters from Murphy? Well, there seemed to be a bit of a yell from Mason Platt after the foul. United players quick to defend the United number 9. Lucy Stead on her birthday, of course. United physio heading over to assist Mason Platts. And it looks like just a ticking off for Murphy. Oh, in fact, no, he's heading into the book. Sam Murphy, the first recipient of a yellow card this afternoon. We have roughly 10 minutes until the break. Chance for United to build from this free kick. It's usually Miles scoring from these set pieces, but he's going to be taking this time. Mazaf for the target. One in the air by Green. Seconds collected by Mollison. Tried to find Chesterton, who was waiting for the ball to come to him. It was intercepted on its way to him. Green. Quick pass by Murphy. Brought to feet by Blowers. And now Mason Platt. Swing and a miss by Brunby. And now Sam Rodber onto it. Rodber's a brilliant save by Congreve. That's twice that Rodber's been denied with two brilliant efforts, but two equally brilliant saves. Handball claims against El Hagani by Vaz. Referee says no. Marchtown on the counter with Sam Murphy, fresh after that yellow card. Greaves has drifted over to the right-hand side. Saunders keeping it alive for the Hares. McQuaid. And just flicked out for the corner by Harry Chesterton. No nonsense defending from the United number 3 here from Solihull Moors. Ten minutes till the break. Coventry United nil, Marchtown United nil, but the Hares have a corner to come in from the right flank. Saunders standing over it. Only Platt is up for Coventry United. They're going to half-time 0-0. They think it's a job well done. Towards that far post, El Hagani ensures it won't reach Murphy. And it's gone out for a throw right next to that corner flag, but it's gone the near side of it. And the throw to be taken by Green. Back where it came from by El Hagani. Green with take 2. Duggan calls for it, and Duggan claims it well. Rolled out to Chesterton. Mazaffa's making the run, but maybe a little too far up. In fact, no, Chesterton has found out that Mazaffa tracks back a little. Push from behind. Referee gives the free kick. A scream of anger from Saunders. He'll be lucky if he stays out of the book here. Of course, at this level of football, there are sin bins for dissent. He's being called back by the referee. He's trying to walk away. I don't think he's going to go in the book here, but Saunders very nearly talked his way into a 10-minute break. Sounds nice when you say it, but of course you'll be leaving your team one man down. Miles, is he going to take it short to Monson? No, he's going to go long. Rodber heads it on. He was hoping to find Joe Blowers, but it was too close to the goalkeeper. Easy pickings for Congreve. Right out with Knowles. Switching play over to Edwards. Will it reach Edwards? No, it won't. Senwagiri will shepherd it into touch. It was a good idea by Burrows. Senwagiri for Rodber. It's been United's danger man today. Awesome force back to the goalkeeper, Declan Duggan. Well, by this time in the previous fixture between Coventry United and Marchtown, Coventry United were 3-0 down. Of course, a highly disappointing afternoon at the GER Sports Ground in the middle of a late summer heat wave. It was, I believe it was around 35 degrees that day. We had to have about 4 drinks breaks. And I came out of the ground looking like a baked potato. It was a very much depleted Coventry United side as well. I think there was upwards of 8 players out with injury or suspension. A team very much in the state of flux. These two sides meeting again. Coventry United are a very different opposition for Marchtown. Blowers, who wasn't part of that team, slips over the ball though as he looked for a route in from the left. Green receives from Saunders. Fonts it upfield looking for Vaz. Vaz has got his head on it, but he's also got his head on the head of El Hagani, and the referee, he's given the free kick there for Vaz. I thought for a moment that he'd just called the game off for a head injury, but no, I think he has given the free kick to Marchtown. And El Hagani also seems to have taken a little bit of a blow to the head. But it is Vaz who's taken the heftier knock. Again, we're going off there at half-time here on CUTV for 10 minutes, so get yourself a glass of something cold or a mug of something hot. Get back here for 4 o'clock. Latest scores from the Premier League. As we said earlier, Aston Villa 3, Newcastle 0, the final score. Chelsea 1, Brighton 0, Everton 1, Fulham 1, Southampton 0, Palace 0, Spurs 1, Bournemouth 0, and Wolves 1, Brentford 0. And in the Championship, Coventry City still lead at QPR. Well, El Hagani received treatment as well, so he's being forced off, as well as Vitor Vaz. And the free kick. Is it going to be a free kick? Or is it going to be a drop off? It's going to be a drop ball, actually. Referee motioned for the free kick, but has now changed his mind and made it a drop ball in Marchtown's favour. Saunders looking for the through ball to Gillies, where it's to the feet of Adam Miles. Mollison holding off McQuaid. McQuaid just snatched it off him. United want a free kick. They're not going to get it into the centre circle with Sam Murphy. Flicked on by Gillies. Saunders, and a chance for Edwards. Offside flag raised, but Rodber got his body between player and ball and was seeing it back to Duggan anyway. Rodber, a player of real talent. There's arrival just before the new year. His first game coming against Coventry Spinks was seen as more of a striker back then, but has been playing out wide. One of the many young players drafted in through Carl Nolan's youth contacts. Mollison. That's a ball and a half if Mazaffa could get there. Green will just shepherd it into touch. Well worked by Green. In fact, no, Coventry United got the throw out of it. Green got a touch on the way through. So United with a throw, level with the penalty area as we enter the final 5 minutes. Chesterton. He's going to have to go himself here. Mason Platts, it just got away from him. Interception from Knoll. Bromby. Darting through the midfield. Space out wide for Harry Edwards. Edwards into the midfield and Murphy. Trying to wrestle control of this game back in the last few minutes. Okay, Edwards whip it in. Sam McGeary makes the block from the cross and Rodber leaps like a salmon to find Joe Blowers. In fact, no, Blowers beaten to it by Murphy. Blowers goes down, appeals with a foul. I don't think there was any meaningful contact from Murphy. Saunders, and his ball to Vass, cut out by Sam McGeary. Having another cracking game at right back. And Bromby has got to evade catcher by Mason Platts at the best of balls. Back to Congreve, he'll just about keep it in, but he's in no man's land and has to find Bromby just in time. And he is able to turn away from Blowers. Platts wanted more support up there. Now well beaten by Saunders and Vass trying to find a route past Sam McGeary, but brilliant strength from the young right back to hold back the much bigger Vitor Vaz. And Duggan clearing. Mazaffa forced into touch by Sam Green on that far side. Marchtown just not going to quit. Saunders to Green. Murphy, everything's gone through him today. Here's McQuaid. Vaz, they're going to turn and shoot. And hacked down by the long, lanky legs of Ed El Hagani. About 5 yards outside the penalty area. And this is shooting range for the Hares. It's been a tense, close first half at the Butts Park Arena. It's scoreless right now. But Marchtown look to change that. Owen McQuaid and Vitor Vaz standing over the ball. Less than 5 yards outside the box. Four-man wall stands in their way. Mollison, Chesterton, Platts, Miles. Deflected effort and nodded towards that far side by Edwards. Duggan caught out. Gillies blocked by Adam Miles. A real scramble in the penalty area. Vaz and McQuaid. Burrows couldn't get the shot away, covered up by Chesterton and Mazaffa. Back into danger as it goes. Burrows diving header by Miles, and United have held Marchtown off. Heroic defending from Carl Nolan's side. And at the other end of the park, Mason Platts going to take on Murphy. Body check by Murphy. Free kick Coventry United. Outstanding defending from United, throwing everything back at Marchtown they receive from the Hares. They're not willing to concede today. Breathe, everyone, breathe. Drama of a different kind today after that brilliant Elakovico on Saturday, on Monday, I should say. We had so much football, I can't even remember what days they were played on. Into the last couple of seconds of normal time. Can United nick a goal and go into half-time in front? Chesterton, nodded across by El Hagani. Too high for Platts, brought down by Blowers on the attempted clearance. El Hagani swings at it, couldn't find the United man, and McQuaid will fire it into no man's land. Chesterton, ball charged down by Jack Saunders for a throw-in. There have been a couple of injury stoppages. I'll say there'll be about 2 minutes of added time. Blowers, little trip from behind, referee says no, and there even appeals for a foul throw from Marchtown. The ball nodded back into Congreve's hands by Knowles. Bromby to Murphy. Green, Makes the run as he finds Burrows. Patient build-up from March 10. Will they be happy with a score draw at half-time? Scoreless draw, I should say. McQuaid have had a minute of added time. Gillies challenged from behind by Adam Mars. Rodber's in there. Finds Joe Blowers. El Hagani has to shield it from Vaz. Back with Duggan. Chesterton. Musafa. Best control from Morrison, but now United push on again. Senwagiri. Determined run from the former Leamington man. Looking to slip it through for Mason Platts with a block made by Knowles. And a throw in for United on the halfway line on this near side. A little delay there in receiving the ball. That's had Senwagiri. Has to take his position for the throw. Onto Narwell. He's got there first. Senwagiri can only send it into the chest of Murphy. One more opportunity before the break. Vaz chance from behind. Mollison collects the seconds. Joe Blowers. Sammy Mazaffa. Mollison's up there with him. Great run by Mazaffa. He was fouled by Vitor Vaz, but the ball taken cleanly from behind. Vaz, now Burrows. Green, one more chance before the break comes into the 3rd minute of added time. Aimless ball from Knowles. Senwagiri to El Hagani. Now well, bundled to the ground by McQuaid. Referee say it's fair game. And now Gillies looking for a route through. Craig Gillies. Saunders. There's a challenge in for the side by Senwagiri. Referee checks the watch as United push on one more time. Chip ball to the right for Sam Rodber to race onto. Mollison. Oh, and it looked like a perfect through ball for Blowers. But the referee blows for half-time here on CUTV. An intriguing first half, but it ends at 0-0. Second half action coming your way here on Coventry United TV. Half-time score, Coventry United 0, Marchtown United 0. No changes from what we can see after the half-time break. Let's get back underway. Hopefully some goals in this one. A couple of brilliant saves made by Congreve from Sam Rodber. Declan Duggan also quite busy in the first half, so you have to think that first goal is coming, but from which side will it come? Which boot will fire that ball into the net? Will it be a mistake or a moment of magic as Sam Rodber's got a free kick there? It looks like his boot has been taken straight off his foot. Challenge made by McQuaid. He graciously hands Rodber his boot back. Tense and tight first half at the Butts Park Arena, ending scoreless. A marked improvement on what we saw at the GER Sports Ground back in September. United 3-0 down at half-time, from what I can remember that day. Off it towards the danger zone by Mollison. And Agani's up there, and good hands by Congreve to gather that one before El Agani could head it goal bound. Murphy. Sam Green at right back. It's collected by Burrows, returned to Green. Thumped upfield for Vaz, who seems to be playing more of a central striking role. Murphy shrugs off Platts. He's looking for Vaz through the centre of the park, but it's harmlessly back with Duggan. United with a wealth of talent on the bench, including captain Riley Devoyle, striker Jared Bradshaw, you've got Jake Williams, Rory O'Boyle and Hamza Sadiq amongst the subs too. And Carlton does like to get his subs involved, so we'll likely see a great number of them during the next 45 minutes. Here's Vaz. Making a beeline for the net. Oh, tried to shimmy his way past El Agani, but forgot one crucial thing, the ball. He left it behind. Lopped it back towards the United penalty area. Vaz beaten mid-air by El Agani. He gets the seconds and sends that ball straight towards Butts Park on the far side of the field, from which the Butts Park Arena gets its name. And no, it's not called the Butts Park Arena for any rude reasons. It's called the Butts Park Arena because of the butt of the archery board. There used to be archery on this bit of land. Which is also why Butthole Lane is called Butthole Lane, not for any rude reasons. Home of Shep Shed, one of the funnier names that we've encountered in our travels here on CUTV. One of many grounds that we've been to. We'll be going for 7 years this season. What a 7 years it's been. We've seen Cup glory, league titles, several different owners, several different managers, and we're still here. And we'll be here next season as well, and we'll be sponsored next season by JAB Consulting, who've agreed to sponsor Coventry United TV for the remainder of this season and the entirety of next year too. So thank you very much to John Blowers at JAB Consulting for your support for this season and next. El Agani keeping it in the back line. You see Bradshaw and Sadiq going for a little warm-up on the far side of the field. Mollison skips past the challenge of McQuaid. Crossfield ball. Rodber couldn't keep the ball within the confines of the field. It's deflected off his chest. So throwing about 10 yards into Marchtown territory. Throwing quick taken by Edwards. Connects with the head of Rodber. Over a kick by Vaz. No one home for Marchtown. El Agani told to leave it by the only man in the Butts Park Arena who is nearly as tall as him, Declan Duggan. Miles. Flicked on by Sammy Mazaffa. Now Chesterton. Taking on Burrows. Burrows gets the better of him. And Chesterton holding Burrows as he goes. And the referee's going to allow advantage for Marchtown. Was thinking about blowing the whistle. And the attempted cross from Gillies charged down by the back of the stand-in skipper, Adam Miles, for a throw-in just about level with the penalty area for Marchtown. Watched in by Green. Another cross by Gillies and headed goal bound by Burrows. Didn't have the power on it. It was headed towards the top corner, but it was dipping into the hands of the United shot stopper, Declan Duggan. Miles. Blowers shrugs off the challenge of Murphy. Chesterton looking to set up Muzaffar for a run. Hooked away by Knowles. And Blowers in for the challenge. Could only chip it into touch. But he just prevented Green from making inroads down the right, with United trying to track back. Five minutes have gone in this second half of the Butts Park Arena. Coventry United 0, Marchtown United 0. And Ash Narwhal with a little dig in to the side on Jack Saunders. And then in the seconds, they lock arms and both fall over. So that will be a free kick to Marchtown. And Narwhal is going to get a little ticking off from the man in black. No yellow card for Narwhal, but a stern warning from the official. Knowles. Looking for an amber shirt on the edge of the area. It's nodded across by Gillies, only as far as Narwhal. And now the counter is on for Coventry United. Blowers going head-to-head with his opposite number 8, McQuaid. Finds Platts on the right-hand side, looking to cut in Mason Platts. And it's took out for the corner by Alan Brumby, who believes he should have been a goal kick. It was quite clear from here that he took it over the line. Congreve barking orders at his defenders. Commanding his penalty areas, United. Hope they're on the verge of the opening goal. It's towards Adam Miles, it's past Miles. Oh, it's stuck towards the net by Miles, and great save. El Haghani hooks it over the woodwork. Remains at 0-0 at Coventry. A couple of good opportunities there. Stopped on the line by Congreve from Mitch Mollison. And then El Haghani looking for a rare goal. Hooking it over the crossbar. And we will see our first substitution of the match very shortly, with Jared Bradshaw preparing, getting his orders from Craig Jones, the Coventry United coach. But will it still be scoreless when he comes on? Corner to Marchtown. Senwagiri preventing the cross down the left-hand side by Harry Edwards. Short corner to Vaz. McQuaid blocked off by Muzaffar, and a trip on Senwagiri by Owen McQuaid, who in fairness was off balance. But nonetheless, it is going to be a free kick inside their own penalty area for the Red and Greens. Declan Duggan has made himself a mainstay in the Coventry United team after his arrival earlier in the season, replacing Chris Roscoe as the number 1. United have used up to 6 goalkeepers this season. Because there was a time when Roscoe was injured and United had to use 3 goalkeepers as backup. After Jack Tregartha left the club, and now Duggan, he is number 6. Knowles spots Edwards in space. Great control by Harry Edwards. Side puts it on for McQuaid. 1-2 with Vaz. Edwards down line to McQuaid again. Vitor Vaz held up by Senwagiri. McQuaid just stabbed it away from Narwhal, but Narwhal gets to the seconds first. Can only curl it out on that far side with a clearance, but it's distance between United and their own net. Bradshaw goes to collect the ball for the Marchtown left back. Edwards. Launching towards Gillies. It was Miles not to get back where it came from. Edwards shepherds it into touch, but the United man's gone down there. Sam Rodber feels he's been hit in the face. Well, he's gone down holding his head, and of course, with it being a head injury, the game has to stop. Lucy Stead heads over. Rodber just about on the pitch. And of course, you can't be too careful with head injuries, so the referee is going to allow Coventry United all the time they need to assess this injury and deal with it accordingly. A couple of goals to say about in the Premier League. Fulham are back in front of Everton. It's 2-1 there. Crystal Palace lead at Southampton. And Bournemouth have equalised at Spurs. Well, in the Championship, it is still Queen's Park Rangers 0. Coventry City 1, a 10th minute goal from Victor Gyökeres. It's all that separates the two sides at the moment. Rodber is back on his feet. Well, of course, had to leave the field of play for a brief moment. Wardell Hagani nods it down. And Rodber is going to be up the field for more than a moment. He's having some treatment from Lucy Stead. So United at the moment down to 10 men. Can Marchtown capitalise? Burrows ducking and diving away from Mazaffa. Mollison now joining in the fun. Forced into the corner. A little stumble by Burrows. Just keeps it in. But swiped away from his foot by Mitch Mollison. Runs into the path of Green. Put into the area by Burrows. But Vass couldn't send it goal bound. It's collected by Duggan. And now United, of course, are an attacker down with Rodber out of commission. Decide against going for the counter and just try and sit back until Rodber's able to continue. We know that Bradshaw is getting ready. He's stripped off and ready to go. He may well be replacing Sam Rodber. Doesn't look like Rodber's in any hurry to return to the field. Getting ball from Blowers. Out comes Congreve. Sends it down the left, and Gillies will try and reach it. And Hagani gets there first. But Craig Gillies back in possession for Marchtown. Awkward touch for Saunders takes it into the path of Miles, and Miles swings it clear. And Sam Rodber's day is done. He's taking off his shirt. He's going to be replaced by Jared Bradshaw the next time the ball goes out of play. Looks like it was a blow to the nose on Sam Rodber. Hopefully he's okay for Monday's game against Oadby, but of course we will let you know. Edwards drags it back. Vaz! Tried to flick it home, but didn't get enough contact on the ball to beat Duggan. And United able to scramble it clear. Harry Chesterton just get past the attacker, but it is out of play for a throw. William Shipton says, just tuned in, what's the score? It's 0-0, William. And Coventry have just made their first change of the afternoon. Sam Rodber replaced by Jared Bradshaw in what we believe is going to be a straight swap in attack. We're heading towards the hour mark at the Butts Park Arena. Knowles receives from Congreve. Down the centre of the park, it's with Burrows. Screens for it on the left side, but Bradshaw cuts out the attempted ball to Edwards. Challenge in by Edwards, takes it away from Bradshaw. Chip ball by Brumby. Edwards. Now McQuaid. Marchtown calming things down. Rory O'Boyle is the man being sent for a warm-up next. The ball not available for the Sphinx game. Murphy through the centre circle he goes. Spots Saunders, rolls it up, and Saunders has been caught in the head by Ash Narwell. Referee says no foul. And United have it in their own backyard. Senwagiri. Jared Bradshaw down the right. Bradshaw in. No one home for the red and greens from the cross. Closest man to it was Mazaffa, but it's lopped it clear by Green. Now McQuaid. Beats Ed Hagani. And Saunders asking why Gillies wasn't making the run beforehand, but he's kept it in. He's beaten Chesterton to it. Gillies crosses. Vaz! Lunging by Senwagiri. He didn't get a touching on to the referee because it's gone out for a goal kick. Marchtown infuriated. They think it should be a penalty. Senwagiri sliding in from behind. Vaz has got the final touch. But the challenge from Senwagiri was surely the definitive factor in ensuring that Vaz didn't score. Miles. Mazaffa, Miles I should say, nearly caught in possession. Still in possession. Elagani, a death ball to Narwell. Elagani. Was making the run through the middle, but he's offside, so they played to Platt instead. Through ball to Mazaffa. It runs through Mazaffa and Congreve just beats him to the punch. Well, the Coventry Saracens under nines there, mimicking the chants of the Red and Green Army. Elagani back to Duggan. It's been a tentative second half, I must say. Neither side wanted to make that crucial error, which will lead to them leaving the Butts Park Arena without a share of the spoils. They'd rather get a point than risk coming away with nothing. Miles. Mazaffa on the end of it. Green's header only as far as Blowers. Joined off by a couple of Marchtown players, but finds Mazaffa. Blowers there too. He's got Chesterton behind. Blowers challenging by Burrows, but returns to Mazaffa, and the flag is up as Joe Blowers pulled off a brilliant save. Another great save from Congreve, but again it was offside. More like a chess match than a game of football. Knowles. Finds Green. Wants to switch the play over to his opposite fullback, Edwards. It's short onto the head of Senwagiri. Bradshaw lets to get going now. Platt's up there, Mason Platt, overlap being made by Bradshaw, and the through ball is put through to Jared Bradshaw, looking to pull it back for Blowers, which is deflected into the area, and Green has to clear with Mazaffa waiting for the ball to come to him, and a throw-in on the far side of the field to Coventry United. Senwagiri, his throw finds Platt, that dick from behind by Edwards. Platt returns to Assad Senwagiri. Bradshaw's next to him. Blows is in there. The cross is deflected to Mitch Mollison. Looking to find a way past Murphy. Murphy wrestles him to the floor. And it's out for a goal kick. Looks like United's next two changes are preparing Sadiq and O'Boyle. O'Boyle is stripped off. We think Sadiq's going to be coming on. He's not quite into his kit yet. Well, subs are supposed to be separated into 3 windows, according to the new substitute legislation, but a lot of the time the referees don't care about stopping the game. They just say, look, you've got 5 subs, use them. It doesn't have to be in a certain stoppage formation. And Adam Miles gets the free kick there as he's pushed from behind by Jack Saunders. The ball ended up with Declan Duggan anyway, so it wasn't really a massive deal for Coventry United, but it does halt the attack somewhat of Marchtown. Sam Rodwell's headed back to the United technical area where he's still getting treatment from Lucy Stead. Not exactly what she was hoping she'd be doing on her birthday, cleaning up Sam Rodwell's blood, but happy birthday to Lucy Stead all the same. Bradshaw forces the throw, cutting across Brumby, forcing the clearance out. Ronnie Devoyle also warming up. Well, Marchtown sent 3 subs to go and do their warm-ups too. Change is afoot on the United technical area. The lads on the field now have still got a job to do. Senwagiri finds Platts. He's caught off by McQuaid. Senwagiri trying to barge his way through, but the clearance is made up towards that halfway line where El Hagani retrieves it, ensures that Vaz doesn't get on the end of it. Miles to Narwell. Mollison, and a cynical foul by Jack Saunders, hacking away at the leg of the United number 10. And I think Jack Saunders could be heading into the book. The highlights of today's game will be available tomorrow morning here on CUTV. Unfortunately, yours truly has got a prior engagement tonight. So I'm literally dropping the gear off and heading straight out. So you have to wait until the morning to get the highlights, unfortunately. But they are the best highlights around, so they're worth the wait. If I do say so myself. Getting a few funny looks here. Oh, well, and Congreve comes down and claims it. And he had to with El Hagani waiting to receive the ball. Cleared by the Marchtown number 1. Vaz is there and trying to chest it round Declan Duggan. Duggan's not letting this one go. Slides it in for a throw in, ensuring it didn't go out for a corner. Brilliant work from Duggan, looking for his 3rd clean sheet of the season. And goes the throw to Green. Gets a return ball from Vaz, flicks it away from Mazaffa. Murphy. Green, into the box it goes, but Burrows is a yard behind at Chesterton. Rolls it out for a corner. Short one taken between Burrows and Saunders. It's Burrows' cross. And El Hagani could have let the ball bounce out on his own, but he didn't get the call and heads out on the opposite side for another throw. Well, Boyle still awaiting his introduction, but United aren't going to make a change when they're defending. That's the first rule of substitutions. Never make a change when you're on the back foot. And again, they're going to go short. This time to McQuaid. First time delivery. And Chesterton does get the call. But keeps it in. Launched it down the left for Platts. Chest control takes into the path of Edwards. Gillies nods on. Mollison trying to stop his path into the area. Vaz. The target was Edwards, but United clear. Marchtown with a bit between their teeth as we enter the final quarter of this match. Delivery in. Gillies scores for Marchtown. Right time, right place, right finish. And it has been coming. The Hares, over the last 5 minutes or so, have dominated, pushing United to the brink. It's taken a little longer than they did at the GER Sports Ground earlier in the season, but Marchtown United are in front by 1-0. Craig Gillies with goal number 23 of the season. So 20 minutes to go here on CUTV. Coventry United 0, Marchtown United 1. A goal coming from Craig Gillies. He's now in front of Jack Frienders, Marchtown's undisputed top goal scorer. But United are not done yet. Blowers lunge in from Knowles. And now that Marchtown have the lead, they're going to be sitting back, you have to think, trying to protect this advantage after a very tight game. Same with Geary. Bradshaw, the target was sent high into the sky by Brumby. Blowers up for it, but misjudges the bounce. Vaz trying to get his head on it and does. Only as far as Narwhal. Rory O'Boyle, Chesterton making the overlap, playing in a more offensive position now. The Solihull Moors youngster, Harry Chesterton whips it in. Platt is there, but nodded away by Murphy, only as far as O'Boyle. Sent back to him with the head of Blowers. O'Boyle to Chesterton, another chance to whip it in. Pulls it back for Narwhal. Across to Mollison, caught in possession by McQuaid and deflected crossfield attempt by Blowers. Falls to McQuaid, now Vaz up the other end of the park. The momentum firmly with the visitors. Edwards rolls it across to Burrows. Gillies, can he get it back into the danger zone? Pulls it back for Burrows with his back to goal. Saunders smacks off Mollison. Mollison tries to head it away as far as he can, but Burrows keeps it alive for Gillies. And that blocked by O'Boyle, taking the spin off it, and Duggan immediately throwing up to Bradshaw. But United's counter is curtailed. Slowed down as Marchtown block off every avenue of approach. Narwhal. Harry Chesterton with the ball at his feet. Narwhal closed down by Saunders and finds Adam Miles. El Hagani. Blowers to Miles. United cautiously approaching. You do have 3 changes left that can make. Williams, Sadiq and Devoyle all waiting on the bench if they are called upon. Mollison, slightly too ambitious there from the United number 10, formerly of Highgate United. The target was Sam McGeary going down the right, but it's too central and to Congreve between the sticks. Noel. Fast receives, Sam McGeary behind, makes the challenge. And it's Declan Duggan back on the ball for United. Now Miles. O'Boyle. That's the target through the middle, but nodded back where it came from by Knowles. Owen McQuaid went for glory, blocked by, I think it was El Hagani who got his body to the ball. Mollison with a little trip on Saunders. Referee says advantage, Marchtown. Ball put in by Gillies. Returned to sender by Narwhal. And it bounces into the touch for a throw on this near side. Substitution coming up for Marchtown. First change of the afternoon for the Hares. And Murphy getting a few boos there from the Coventry Saracens under 9s as he heads off the field. Haven't heard of that this season. Throw to come from Sam Green. Miles is up there. Gillies heads it across. McQuaid can't find the teammate. And now O'Boyle with the chip pass up to Mason Platts. Nods it down. Romanos tries to wrestle it back but can't do so. Chesterton. Narwhal. United urged on by the Run Green Army. Narwhal sent it left. O'Boyle. Platts will leave it for him. The ball in by Rory O'Boyle. No one home. And a swift clearance by Marchtown. Broad defeat on the halfway line by Adam Miles. Bradshaw wants it played over. Miles will try and send it over for Bradshaw, and it's nodded out for the corner. Bradshaw forcing the mistake by Adam Brumby, and try as he might, Charlie Congreve couldn't keep it in. 15 minutes to go. And the final 3 o'clock kickoff of the season for Coventry United. Coventry United 0, Marchtown United 1, the current score. It's towards Adam Miles on the way. That near post, Lagani stretches for it. O'Boyle keeps it alive. Head towards McQuaid, and the danger seemingly over for Marchtown. Chesterton has got it back though. Gets it back from Saunders. Mitch Mollison, handball claims it has rolled up onto the arm of Mitch Mollison, and a promising counter comes to nothing. Jake Williams going for a warm-up for the Red and Greens in what would be United's third change of the afternoon if he comes on. Free taking short to Congreve. It's up to United now to find this equaliser. Marchtown are in a comfortable position. They're 1 up in the closing stages. They don't need to go and look for a second. They can waste time as much as they like. It's sent down the left-hand side. Edwards just keeps it in. Takes the ball past Senwick. Can't find a way past him himself. El Hagani sends it off the shoulder, I believe, of Vaz. And a throw into Coventry United. Well, there's been a few changes in the Premier League. Brighton have turned it around at Chelsea. They're now leading 2-1. Goals from Danny Welbeck and Cisco for the Seagulls. Fulham 3-1 up at Everton. Crystal Palace beating Southampton 2-0. Bournemouth beating Spurs 2-1, which has absolutely knackered my acca. Burrows. And if you are wondering, Coventry City are still winning at QPR. And the flag raised against Gillies. The referee has not blown the whistle, as United have got the ball back in their own possession. Miles. Here's Harry Chesterton. Back to Adam Miles. Miles looking for a crossfield ball to O'Boyle, and O'Boyle is flagged. It's offside against the United number 17. And here comes another change for Coventry United. So it's a change in tactics for Coventry United. They're sending Adam Miles up front. It worked against Histon. Why can't it work now? Another comeback needed in the closing stages for the Red and Greens. It was Coventry United who were curtailed by the late comeback on Monday, conceding in the 92nd minute against Coventry Spinks. But on the Saturday, they scored 2 goals in the last 10 to manage a draw against Histon. And 2 changes coming up for Marchtown. They'll have to wait until after this throw is taken by Harry Chesterton. Blowers took the ball around the number 7 Burrows, but couldn't follow it. Driving run by Saunders down the right, runs into El Hagani. Throw in Marchtown level with the penalty area. Are they going to make those changes yet? It doesn't look like it. There's only the 1 Marchtown sub waiting on the far touchline. There looked like there was 2 getting ready. But for now, it is just the 1. Can't see the number just yet. But remaining on the bench for Marchtown are Emmington, Cowie and Rogers. It's number 12, so that's going to be Danny Emmington coming on. And the throw is taken. Burrows. And saved by Declan Duggan, but the final touch over the line by Craig Gillies. And Marchtown have taken the initiative in the closing stages. The best severs of El Hagani and Duggan couldn't keep their hairs out. And Craig Gillies with the deftest of touches right on the line, has given Marchtown a comfortable advantage with 10 minutes left. Coventry United 0, Marchtown 2. It looked to me as if so it's 2-0 to Marchtown United. United can try and pull one back here with Chesterton. Switches the play over to Bradshaw. United have got to go gung-ho now. Bradshaw in, looking for Miles, turned away by Emmington. Going out for a throw on the far side. Eight minutes to go. Coventry United 0, Marchtown United 2. United now looking to settle for 8th place in the league if they can hold on to it. Semagiri's cross cannons off Edwards. Real battle on the far side for the ball. Mollison loses out to McQuaid. Challenge from behind by Williams. Gillies thinks it should be a foul, but the referee says no. O'Boyle. Through to Narwell. Mollison does well, but surrounded by amber shirts. Where can he go from here? Not very far is the answer. Lunge in by Narwell. And a free kick against Ash Narwell. To be fair to him, he did lunge in on Vaz, didn't take the ball with him. There's going to be another change for Marchtown coming up. Indeed there is, and it's Saunders off. Just one change remaining for Marchtown United. Coventry United have 2 also, but we haven't seen the subs warm up for a while. Burrows. Cut in from the right, covered up by Narwell. Burrows dinks it in, gathered well at the near post by Duggan. We'll be naming our CUTV man of the match very shortly, so let us know who you think it should be in the YouTube comment section. Of course, it is only open to Coventry United players. Bradshaw. Blocked up by Edwards, and on the far side by McQuaid. Throwing to Marchtown, forcing it out off Jared Bradshaw. Slight stoppage in play as we're making sure that Adam Brumby is okay to continue. He is. And another change coming up. That's got to be Alfie Rogers. It's driven in by Cowie. Across the face of goal. No one home. And a play for the goal kick. And they are going to make that final substitution now. That's all the changes done for Marchtown United. Five minutes to go. Kick from Duggan straight out by Emmington, the substitute. So thrown around the halfway line, which Chesterton will take. It's a little bit further up than that, Harry. Launched up by Chesterton, a little out of place. Miles to Mollison, cut back to blows a little behind the Essex lad. Cowie, looking for the overlap. I think he hit the heel of Bradshaw there, but it's only as far as Gillies. Now Cowie. Edwards back to Lewis. Cowie into Vaz. No, gathered by Duggan before the big number 11 could get there. Duggan down the centre of the park. Brought to the chest of Emmington. Knowles has moved towards the right of the back line. Trying to send it into the corner for Vaz, but gets his calculations just wrong. And out for a goal kick instead. That long ball to Miles. Allison up there, flicked onto Blowers. Joe Blowers, looking to dart through the back line on his own. He's got the corner out of it. Well, if you're thinking about giving up hope, if you're a Coventry United fan, just remember what happened 7 days ago. The game is not over yet. The result is not cemented. Bradshaw towards El Hagani. It's brought on the edge of the area by Mollison. Tried to hook it up but locked it away. Avi Rogers getting a touch on it there. Challenging by Knowles. Great challenge by Rory O'Boyle, but it's kept it on this near side by Lewis Cowie. Beats Senwagiri. Does he? No. Senwagiri holds him off. Crossed it away by Williams on the far side. Gillies looking for the hat trick. Noble trying to shrug aside Cowie and send it out for the corner. And we're now going to name our CUTV man of the match. The Red and Green's number 2, Asad Senwagiri. Short. Emmington may fancy it. He was heading towards that top corner, nodded away by Miles. Cowie looks to keep it alive, only as far as Williams. O'Boyle, his cross. It's clear to say charge down. But now Miles is on the warpath. Looking to send Bradshaw through. There were calls for the linesman to call Bradshaw offside, but they weren't needed. And it's picked up by Congreve. When he's ready, there it goes. That is the final minute of normal time. At the back of Congreve from that goal kick. Here's Cowie. Down the centre of the park to Duggan. Easy pickings for the United goalkeeper. Noah. Chesterton. You need something special here to bring Marchtown back into range. El Hagani. Miles leaving for it, beaten mid-air. United's challenge looks to be fading. El Hagani sees it back to Duggan. Puts it down the centre of the park. Romanos heads it back where it came from. Vaz is up there, beaten mid-air by Chesterton. And Mollison will surely get a free kick there. Well, Burrows is having his hands all over him. Referee says no foul. What to O'Boyle, runs into the path of Romanos and clears as far as Declan Duggan. And Hamza Sadiq is preparing for United's final change. Not sure it's going to be needed. Don't know how much added time is going to be played. It's locked it out on that far side. Bradshaw on for a route in. And they've got the corner out of it. Lunge in by Edwards, enough to get Coventry United to the corner. Bit too much pushing and pulling within the confines of the penalty area. The referee wants to put a stop to it. Chesterton, Miles is there. It's over the line! Rory O'Boyle scores! O'Boyle gets the final touch. United have got hope. Surely they can't do it again. United race straight back to the halfway line. They want to get this game started again. O'Boyle flicking it beyond the goalkeeper. Surely they can't do it again. Surely they can't. We've played 3 minutes of added time. Can United pull it back, or have they left it too late? Sent with Gearing of Bradshaw and sent straight after from that far side by Edwards. El Hagani. Looking left for O'Boyle again. Miles is up there. Miles gets his head on it. Romanos. Miles up there again. Blowers brings it down. Now Narwhal. Chesterton down there to Rory O'Boyle. O'Boyle's delivery. Miles is in there. But it's diverted away by Annington, and it's a free kick against Adam Miles. Too enthusiastic in trying to get his head on that ball. Could this be the final kick of the game with the 4 minutes of added time? Congreve sizing up his options. The referee has the whistle in hand. It's not going to blow yet. O'Boyle nods on. It's over. Knowles. Mollison. Romanos heads it down. It's quickly taken to Mollison. Romanos in for the challenge. O'Boyle. And the referee calls time at the Butts Park Arena. United just gave themselves a tiny bit too much to do. They tried their best to pull off another miracle, but this time, Marchtown, hang on. Final score at the Butts Park Arena, Coventry United 1, Marchtown United 2.